Now things are getting exciting on the C28 project. We've got the cab all stripped and we've got it down at a workable level so that I can, go ahead and clean this up and assess what needs to be repaired before I can start prepping it for paint. Now I'm going to start with just a regular air blower, and I'm going to go ahead and get all the dirt and the grime out of the nooks and crannies before I actually take some chemicals and start wiping off all the paint. I want to get all that dirt and dust out of there. All right, I've got the cab all blown off, all the dirt and grime out of the nooks and crannies. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some wax and grease remover, some AM 900 Pre-Cleano with a rag, and I'm going to start wiping off all the dirty paint that we've got here, and I'm going to start assessing what damage I find on the cab. So I've got a piece of paper and a pen. As I find things, I'll write them down, and that'll be my list of things I need to repair. The main reason that I want to clean this up is when I start sanding on it, I don't want to be sanding on top of dirt and grease and grime. If I get it clean, I'm just sanding on the paint, and I'll be able to start on it much quicker. If I'm wasting all my effort sanding dirt and grime, you're just sanding that right back into the paint. If I get it clean, then all I'm doing is scuffing it up so the paint can stick. When you find marks like this is an actual factory, on the assembly line, somebody marked that. There's two of them on the firewall. There's one here and there's one over here. And I think what I'll do is I'll actually take and trace those on a piece of paper. So after the truck is all painted, I'll go ahead and recreate those marks. Also, when I pulled the doors off, where the hinges were, underneath that, they actually had those hinges bolted to the cab when they painted it. So I've exposed raw metal, which is also showing me that there's some surface rust on that metal. So I want to clean that up before I sand it as well. So I'm going to mark down to remove the rust on the hinge plates. As I'm cleaning this, I can see that the door sills are pretty well damaged and have been repaired before. They've been repainted, but I'm going to go ahead and resurface these areas with a little bit of filler and get that so it's real nice when we paint it. One of the things I want to do is grab the door sill that goes inside of this, and I want to check it to make sure that we see all of this. So also I can see that there's a lot of caulking around the windows, and I'm going to want to get all of that scraped off as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark that on the list as well. The window openings, and also clean the door rubber. Pretty dirty where the bed was covering it. Also, you can see there's a little bit of damage here, and this is because they bent that when they ran that exhaust right through there. So I'll go ahead and bend that back and clean it up. Looks like a little bit of damage on that side too, but before I actually paint it, I'll make those real nice. I actually went and got the high power spray gun cleaner. I'm going to put that on the rag and see if that'll take off some of that caulking in there. What I'm doing right now is I'm just dressing all the spot welds because the top had actually come loose from the drip rail itself. Those two parts weren't spot welded together still, they had broken loose. So I cleaned both sides of the metal by folding a piece of sandpaper and getting between the two. Got that all clean, and then we went ahead and spot welded everything back together. So I've dressed the bottom. I'm probably going to do a little more here. I'm feeling the top, and in a moment we're going to put some drip check sealer in there. Let that dry while we're prepping the truck to get ready for paint. I've got all the repair work done on the cab, everything that needed to be done before I could do the final sand before we get it in the booth. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sand the whole cab with 320, get it in the booth. We're going to go ahead and spot prime it, then we'll block those areas, make sure everything looks real good before we do final seal and get some paint on it. I've got all the large areas sanded now. I've got a little bit of hand sanding to do, but I want to get it inside, get it masked up, get it ready to get it in the booth, and we can actually get some primer on it. I can hand sand all those little areas when I'm sanding the primer and the rest of the paint before we paint it. Got it all masked up, ready to put this in the booth, get some sealer on it. I'll get that sanded and I'll see you when it's time to paint. Let's go in the booth. Well, boot camp's over. We've got everything sanded. All the parts are painted other than the doors in the cab. I'm going to remask these, then we're going to get some sealer on it, throw some paint on it, and we're done. Now, before we drop the cab onto the chassis, the last thing you saw me paint was the cab and the parts themselves. But since then, I've gone ahead and repainted all of the interior of the truck. We have rebuilt the heater and the AC, the entire unit. We've actually put a new radio in the truck. We've cleaned up all the wiring. We've put brand new ducting throughout, rebuilt the controls for the heater and the AC. So inside the cab is a brand new truck, just like the rest of it. Now, the original transmission in the truck was a Granny 4-speed, and I was going to go ahead and put the Muncie 4-speed in it, so it was just like a Z28 Camaro, but I decided to go one better, and I actually called Mark Bowler, and he built this Tremec 5-speed for us. Now, where the shift stick comes out of the transmission is a little further back than the original position, and I've got that original tranny cover. I've gone ahead and welded up the hole that's in the original position. Now I can go ahead and mark where this shift lever is going to come out of it. We'll cut that hole and we'll get that back in here as well. The truck originally had a 4-speed manual transmission in it. Now the hole and the shift lever came out of this spot right here. I went ahead and filled the hole in this plate here, went ahead and primered it. Now we've just drilled the new hole for the new 5-speed transmission. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this original plate here, I'll flatten it out, be able to put it right here. When the carpet goes in, then I'll make a leather shift boot. And when the shift arm comes through, that's going to be what seals it from all the outside. Now, I wanted the interior to look like Camaro, so I chose the orange and black houndstooth, which is known as a Camaro interior. Did the pattern to look like a Z28 Camaro. The shifter, I was originally going to run the 4-speed Muncie, but I went ahead and called my friend Mark at Bowler Transmission. We put a 5-speed in it, but we used the Hurst shifter, so it looks like the stock Camaro. So today Eddie Cotto came in, he took care of the glass for us. We pulled out the old glass, the front and the rear. We pulled the stainless off, we polished the stainless, got it so it looked real nice. Went ahead and replaced the rubbers, got those assembled. We were doing a little bit of paint polish work. I had Sergio come in. We polished around the windshield, around the back. Well, that was an exciting day for the C28 project. We've got the body mounted on the chassis. We shimmed the cab, but it looks like we're going to need to lift the front of the cab a little bit. Once we get that done, we can start putting all the front sheet metal on, and stay tuned tomorrow. We might even drive this around the block.